Hi, and welcome to my 2025 SOHO Fragrance Shopping Tour. I definitely recommend getting this started early whenever you go. Stop at Arabica, grab a Spanish latte, and then hit the streets, specifically Elizabeth Street. There's so many great fragrance houses on this street, but the three that I think you should definitely stop in are Aesop, Labo, and Scent Bar. I went into this Labo, and while Labo has outstanding fragrances, if you don't get there early and it's busy, it is an atrocious setup. It is like not a great setup even for a normal amount of customers, let alone a crowd. I didn't get to spend a lot of time in there, but if you go early, you have better luck and their fragrances are stellar. So please don't just skip it off of, for the sake of it. After that, you can head up to Scent Bar. They opened a dossier next to Scent Bar, and I felt like that's a little tacky. That's a little rude. Have a little class. You know what I mean? If you don't go to Scent Bar early or on off hours, there is usually a line. I feel like on the weekends when I'm in Soho, I waited less than 10 minutes to get through this line, but also about 6 people got out of line in front of me. So that was helpful. When you get in, they have all the fragrances grouped by olfactory family or like fragrance family. And that's really helpful if they're looking for, like trying to help you find something specific, if you're looking for a certain type of fragrance. Also, they have all the super niche stuff. I was looking for something from this producer that my boyfriend had heard about, but they didn't have it, but they had a couple other fragrances. But your Xerjoffs and your Wilhelms and your Amouages and your BDKs and so many other fragrance houses are here in Scent Bar. And it's also a really nice experience whenever I go in. All of the people that are helping pull the fragrances are super helpful and insightful and just really interested. Next, over on Prince Street, which is not too far over, there's Diptyque, which has some beautiful scaffolding right now. I did not go into Diptyque because there was a line outside, and I didn't want to spend too much time in there. I wanted to film everything for the tour's sake, not for going through every fragrance with you all. Also, DS and Durga. I'm not a DS and Durga fan, but I know there's a lot of people who may love it if you're going on a fragrance tour like this. So that's on the way on Prince Street in Mulberry. And if you keep going down and continue to Crosby Street, on Crosby, there is a Commodity Fragrances. I think they're most known for like their milk, and there's like a library or like book type fragrance that they have, but their boutique is like really stunning. Their service is really great. They're always giving out like some sort of like drink outside. I feel like all seasons that they've been there since they opened, they've had like a little installation outside, and the fragrance is always spilling into the street. It just smells so good. The thing that I loved out of here was definitely their milk orchid fragrance, and I also just love the experience of being in the store. I love how they display their fragrances, and it wasn't overly crowded for this to be, a Saturday afternoon in Soho when everything is just super busy. They did not have a huge crowd in here, which I appreciated. I love how they have all the different scent families set up, and just the store is merchandised beautifully. I really enjoyed it. So after I smelled through here, I made my way down to what I am endearingly calling Estee Lauder Row, or Estee Lauder Mecca of sorts. There is now on Prince Street, right across from Penhaligons, which is not in this video, but I do recommend you stop in Penhaligons. It's right across from all of those fragrance houses. There is a Frederic Malle, there is Tom Ford, there's Joe Malone, and there's Kilian, all in one spot next door to each other. So you can stop in all of those on your tour. Frederic Malle has a special place in my heart. I would say that after Bond Number 9, Frederic Malle was my second like niche fragrance house that I really fell in love with. One of my favorite perfumers is Dominique Ropion because of his work with Frederic Malle, whether it be Portrait of a Lady or Promise or Hope, or any of the other fragrances that he's worked on with EDP. And I just love his work. But there's so many fragrances that I love from this collection. I love all my experiences in their boutiques, down to when I went to Paris, to the Olds Fifth Avenue location that they had in the city that I think is closed now. I just love them. I went into Joe Malone. I don't own any Joe Malone fragrances, but if I had to get one, I really want the Velvet Rose and Oud. It layers stunningly with Burberry Goddess. I cannot recommend that enough. After that, we headed down to Amouage. Of course, this Amouage boutique is new. This and the meatpacking boutiques opened in like the last 2 months, and we got to spend quite a bit of time in here. I've been in a boutique twice now, and both times I've had really delightful experiences with the reps there. So I highly recommend it. There's a lot of enthusiasm about them, and it was the weekend of Scent Explore, so I didn't realize that. I knew Scent Explore was happening. I knew that Amouage was sponsoring Scent Explore. I did not know it was this weekend, and I found out when we were like shopping around. I think when I got to Amouage, I realized this weekend had been Scent Explore. We wanted to smell the essences. My boyfriend had really liked Outlands, and there was also like a group of dude bros that walked in basically holding hands to come smell Outlands. It was really cute. I love it. And Outlands is a stunning fragrance, but I like luster more when it comes to the essences. So that was Amouage. And then we popped back up to Kilian, and I must say, after all the smelling I've done in all the different places in fragrance shopping, Kilian is always the most fun. The experience in the Kilian store is the most fun. They do have stellar fragrances. They layer beautifully. They wear beautifully. They're really great, but they also have just a great boutique experience. So if you can go sit at the bar and hang out with them, do it. And then we're finishing off here with Fugia 1833, which I can never shut up about. This is a stellar collection of fragrances that is so unique. So I would end here, and I'm going to end this week's video here. So thanks so much for watching.